All right. Well, how's going, everybody? Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. It is Friday, the 11th day of April. We are live at New York Stock Market afternoon session. Glad you can join us. Hope everybody's doing well. With me today, we are the Simple 123 Traders, but of course, and with me today is Mr. George Pitcher, who resides in New Jersey, New York City, near New York City, New Jersey, on the other side, right?
Near New York.
Near New York City, yes. And also with me are Stacy and Omar. Stacy is here in Victoria with me, and Omar is in Jamaica. Come on. Yeah. So glad everybody can join us, like I said. And the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the news for today. And so today's news, today is Friday. So we had some red news this morning, the PPI, and it looks like it came in a little lower than expected. And PPI, month over month, came in a little lower than expected as well. So that's when I watched it this morning, it caused the price of the NAS, the indices, to jump. So I guess that's good news for if it's negative. And consumer sentiment came in a little lower than expected. And then on preliminary UOM inflation expectations, there was no forecast for that, interestingly, but it was higher than the previous. So I was up at 5:30, which is 8:30 Eastern. I was up at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 in the morning this morning, and caught the news and actually traded the news. So I'm going to just show you guys what I did, and then I went back to sleep and got up again at just before 6:30, which is 9:30 Eastern, and caught the market open, the New York Open, and played that to the upside as well. Okay, so first things first, let's take a look at the US dollar. And it has been in a downward spiral. The US dollar is at the bottom, the Euro US dollar is above, and it has been in a downward mode. This is on the hourly time frame for a long while here, but is starting to turn, trying to turn to the upside. As you can see, the Euro has hit a top here and is trying to go back down. So a little bit of strength in the US dollar currently. So looking at the indices, I'm just going to go a little higher here just to get an overview. We have been chopping again. Everybody can see we're in a chop, and then we're just breaking out of the chop. So quite an interesting chart here. So yesterday we were caught in a chop for most of the session, and at the end it popped out of it. And then today again we were in a chop, and you can see this is how it kind of looks, and this is how the structure kind of plays out. So it's quite interesting. So maybe I'm missing a leg in here, something like that. So it might be just like that. This would be a sweep. This would be a sweep, and then we're getting this big move out. So lots of strength in indices right now, which is a good thing, right? That's what we wanted to see. We didn't want to see negative, more falling of the indices and Bitcoin and so forth. We wanted to see positivity, and it is actually doing so today. There's Bitcoin. It's on the 15. It's also moving to the upside. So it looks like Bitcoin, they're heading up to take out this high currently. And we on the 15 we have a 1, 2, 3 there, and we're pushing up to take out this high. So opportunities to buy Bitcoin to get up to that target right there. So that's because it looks pretty good on Bitcoin. Let me just drop down and take a look at it. So on the 5-minute, we have the move. There it is. And so we're looking to push to take out that high. Can we actually achieve that? It looks plausible. Probability looks pretty good on this one. So let's see if that's so. So we came right into a gap up here, and we're rejecting from the gap. So if we can bounce off maybe this gap here on the 5-minute, maybe we can either come in here and bounce, or we can just continue going from where we are. So let's go up, doing it down to the 1 minute, and see if we can see something that will help us go up. All right, so let's bring this back a little tad. All right, so on the 1 minute, okay, here we are. So you can see on the 1 minute, we're just chopping sideways right now. We're looking to move out. So we've got a nice 1, 2, 3. I think I just missed my opportunity right there. So we just chopped. That's just a perfect chop there. Back down into a gap down here. And now we get a 1, 2, 3, and we're looking to go and take out all these highs and move right up. So this was a very nice opportunity that I think I just by seconds here just missed getting in on a nice entry. So can still get in. So we will look for a retrace here. So we're the 1, 2, 3 traders, and what we're looking for is this right there. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for a move that we call the 1, 2, 3. We go 1, 2, and 3, and then we're looking to enter in this area here, which is the 50. Let me do that 5 over. Which is the 52, 62% retracement of 1 and 2. So between points 1 and point 2, we retrace back down to point 3, and that we want to be in around the 50 to 62% area, and this presents a nice entry opportunity at that point. Our stop would be below the low of 1, and we can take that trade and go to either the number 2 or previous high, or Fibonacci 1.618, which is the ideal target, or you can even go to 1.414 and so forth. But 1.618 is the usual target on this 1, 2, 3. So that's our model, and we want to be able to utilize it when we're at a support area, which could be a gap, and the gaps, which are called fair value gaps, ICT concept fair value gaps, or fair value gaps, support area, previous low, perhaps previous high, that type of thing. All right, so now I'm getting a retrace here, so I get another opportunity to enter this trade. So here, so looking for entry right in this. I'm right in the sweet spot of that move back down, so I'll take the trade at that point. So right in the mid area of this gap, looking for them to continue pushing to the upside. If I'm wrong, I'll be stopped out because my stop will come below this low. Let's see if my order even gets filled here. My order should be filling here. Nothing worse than when your order doesn't get filled immediately, so that you don't have even a chance to put your stop in. So I like to see them fill it right away. They're taking a little bit of time here. So this gives us a new 1, 2, 3 at this point. And so a couple of things that we utilize, like I say, ICT concepts, ICT, fair value gaps, and order blocks are the main two that we use. There's my order coming in. So right there. So my stop would be placed just below the low here. And why below this low? Because that's the number 1 point in the 1, 2, 3. And there's a fair value gap in here as well. So that's a bonus. And this is the candle. So happens to be the candle that made that started the fair value gap. So that would be our another nice place to put your stop. So that's there. And then we would look for targets. Again, you can use target here, you can use a target here, or higher. So because we know where they're heading higher, let me go up to the 5 minute. We're looking for them to go and take out these highs. That's where I would put my target. So let's put my target up there, right on that line. And then I'm going to put the fibs on to see where that will take me if I had the fib calculations on. So I'm going to calculate from this 1, 2, 3 because that's the one I'm in, and look for 1.618. And let's see where 1.618 takes me. So the target is way up here. This is taking me up almost to 2.414. So 1.618 takes me to that target there. So I'll see what happens when we get up there, and it looks like we could go higher still. So I'll use the high as my target. I'll keep it there, but there's 1.618. That's a nice target there in itself. So we should be able to hit that target up at that point. Okay, so if everything plays out, this looks pretty good. And we should break the highs again and continue going up. So that is a play on Bitcoin. So I'll let that run. All right, so I'll go back to NAS. And I'll just show you what transpired this morning. So I'm going to go up to the 15-minute time frame, and you'll see my chart is quite marked up in here. So this was where's 5:30 this morning? This is 9:30, and then I traded at 5:30 as well, which is somewhere in here. Didn't mark it up as much, but the 9:30 I marked up quite a bit. But let me go back down to the 1 minute. And I'm going to go to 5:30 today on the 11th at 5:30 or 8:30. Sorry, 8:30. It's 8:30. I'm looking at the wrong times. I'm always thinking of my time, which is Pacific time. So 8:30 a.m. That was the news time. So there we go. So let's go to 8:30 today. All right. So there we are. So this was the 8:30 news time, and I just played this move to the upside. So I woke up and I saw that we had gone through this sideways movement here, dropped down to this level. So I got in and before news even, and caught this move. So when the news came out at 8:30, they spiked up and then came back and continued up. So there was already a 1, 2, 3 in play. So I got in before news, expecting them to take out these highs, and that's what they did. So that was a quick one. It was over very, in a few minutes, and done. And this was a nice spike on that candle that gave me the nice profit there. So then I went back to sleep, and then got up for the 6:30 open, which was here. So now it's a lot more marking up on my chart at that point, because I'm looking for something specific. And of course, it's always the 1, 2, 3. And also, I watched an ICT video just the other day, and he had presented a new little tidbit that he said works quite nicely. So I thought, okay, let me try that and see if that would work. And it worked beautifully. So Mr. Michael Huddleston does know what he's talking about, and his models work quite nicely. And in this case, this one worked quite well. And I'll tell you what he said, because he's given it away to everyone anyways, so it's nothing for me to hide. So it's quite simple, but it's very effective. So let me just I'm just noticing that NAS is moving up here, so I'm going to take a small profit off and let the rest of it go. Okay. So let me. No, I don't want to switch the charts here. I guess I could. Let me just go over, show you what I'm doing. I'm on Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin. Let me just go back to Bitcoin real quick here, just to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I took some profits off because we reached the first high, so that's a good area to take some off, and then I'll just let the rest go. So I can move my stop now into positive, and I like to move it into positive. I don't like to move it to break even, because I don't want to just break even. I want to make a little something, just in case they do come back and take you out. Might as well make something, I figure. So okay, so I'm gonna put it right about, I just want to make like $100 even. Okay, something like that. All right, so just kind of trying to hide it in here, but there's no safe really. You know, they can spike it down with a wick and take you out, but hopefully they'll just continue going. All right, so NAS, back to that again. So back over to 930. Let me just explain Michael's. Okay, that's super annoying that it doesn't want to go. Okay, let's go to 930. Sorry about that, guys. And go. Okay, so here we are. So what he said the other day in this video was that, and this was a new thing that he was pointing out, was that simple concept. You mark off 8 o'clock Eastern. So mark off 8 o'clock New York time. So this is the model. I think he calls it the Venom. So 8 o'clock, where's 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock is over here. So you mark off 8 o'clock. So I'm just gonna arbitrarily mark off 8 o'clock. And then you mark off 9:30. Mark off 9:30, right? So right there. So you mark off those 2 times. Let me do it a little nicer. Sorry. Let me do some vertical lines, and then makes it a little more easy to see. Okay, so vertical line there, and then at 8 o'clock, right there. Okay, so you mark off 8 o'clock, you mark off 9:30, and then all you need to do is mark off the highest point and the lowest point between those times. So that's pretty straightforward, right? And you can see at the highest point here, since we are, and I just got stopped out of Bitcoin. See, just what I said, you bring your stop in too much, and they can take you out. But I'd rather get taken out with a profit than with a loss. So I'll take that. All right, so at the highest point here, so you can see what happened at the highest point. If you were awake and watching this, when price went up, they turned it back around. I went back to bed. I didn't bother playing anymore, but there's a 1, 2, 3 right there. That's our 1, 2, 3 top. And that's a beautiful move back to the downside, going into to the low. And then at the low, we get a 1, 2, 3 again, and they chopped it up in here a little bit right to 930. So we had, being 1, 2, 3 traders, we have opportunities here to make these trades. If you're so inclined, then you can see that all off the 1 minute time frame. These are beautiful moves. So another beautiful move back down here at this level, and so on. So okay, so he's saying between that time, mark off the high and the low, and then when 9:30 comes, when market opens, you want to see which gets taken first, either the low or the high. So of course, because we're down, it would seem logical that the low would be taken. Incredibly, the low was taken, but it's like by one little tick here. So the low here is 238.5, and the low here is 240.1. So not by much was this low taken, but it was taken. It was we broke the low. So then he says that once that's done, once that the low is taken, look for price to return to the high, the previous high. That's it. That's the model. So now it's just a matter of you finding an entry. So what is our entry? Our entry is a 1, 2, 3 bottom. So I'm looking for a 1, 2, 3 bottom. There it is. And they sweep. So they sweep the low. Let me just, I'm going to smooth the chart over a little bit here. Okay, I'm just losing my mind here. Let me get rid of this line. Okay, so they sweep the low at this point, and make the chart a little bigger as well. So they sweep the low right here, just by a tad, and then they push up, sweep the high, and give me a retrace. So I'm in at this point because that's my 1, 2, 3. And the rule for the 1, 2, 3, there's only really two rules, and number 1 point, number 2 point, number 3 point. Number 3 point must not go below number 1 point. So that's the number 1 rule. And then number 3 rule is that for that to be confirmed as a valid 1, 2, 3, we have to cross above number 2 point. Otherwise, it's not really valid. So that's our 1, our 2, our 3. So I get a sweep of the 1. So that's a check mark. So I'm looking for at least 3 check marks. Then we sweep over the high here on the move up. So that's another check mark. Then we retrace back into the 50 to 62% sweet spot area. And the reason why 50 to 62% is because probability-wise, this is the highest probability level for the retrace. It can come down to 23%, 38%, 50%, 62%, 79%, and so on. But between 50 and 62% is the highest probability. So that's what we're looking for. So that when I see that, I'm in, and there's no hesitation. So now he says that we want to go back up to the previous high. This line here is the high between 8 o'clock and 9:30. So that's the high. So I'm looking to go back up there. Now, he didn't say that it has to go across the high or anything like that. But he did say it's going to go back towards that previous high of the range. So I just stayed the course all the way up. And you can see it made another 1, 2, 3, and then another, and this big move. So I'm still expecting them to take out this high. So once they took out that high, that was my exit. I didn't even put a target on because I was watching it. I'm just lying there in bed watching this on my iPad and just all the way up. And when it got to this point here, I exited because it started to stagnate. It didn't want to go any further. And I thought maybe I should just exit. Even though I thought perhaps it could go through, I decided to exit. And sure enough, we got a 1, 2, 3 top, and we were on our way back down. But by that time, I'm back to sleep again. I didn't see all this move in here. So later I was marking it up to see what transpired after. But this is just beautiful. So that's the model that he's put out. I might have renamed it incorrectly. This might not be the venom. There's certain things about a venom that he's talking about that is I might not. So if I misstated that, I'm sorry. But yeah. So this is what he's talking about, the 9:30 open. So that was it. You guys get it? So we can test this out. like on Monday next week, and see if it works each day.
Yes, sir. I'm listening. But because
that makes sense what I showed?
It sounds like that, but I wasn't all that attentive because I'm multitasking. I'm typing something on the computer.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't want to hear that, Omar. You're not attentive to what I'm saying. All
Oh,
right.
no, I'm typing up an application letter, so I was trying to multitask.
No problem. It's all good.
Yes.
Okay. So when I have a test, you're going to be in trouble, right?
Yes. Well, because I have the advantage of watching
Yes, you
watching the
do.
replay,
Yes,
so
you do.
I will do that.
So there you go. Excellent. All right. So Bitcoin just came back and took me out. So I had moved my stop up, I believe right under here. And so you see they came back. So all they did was sweep the high. I was expecting them to continue going up, but you see they said no, they want to come back in, take everybody out. So that's why I didn't want to leave my stop down here, just in case they did something like that, and they did. Because you're never quite sure if this is going to just break out, because a lot of traders are breakout traders, so they're going to be looking to break out as soon as price crosses this high, and they're ready to go. And so where are they going to put their stops? They're going to hide their stops under these areas and so forth. So they come back down and take everybody out, and then they at this point they might go now, but. That's a typical ploy. So that's why I wanted to move my stop into positive, just in case they did something like that. So we might go this time for real, but right now, again, we just missed a nice entry right there. So we could wait for a breach of the high and then a retrace again, similar to what we did here. So this was a double one. We call this the double 1 2 3, and that usually a double 1 2 3 is gone. There's no coming back like this. So they came back in for a reason to take out the stops here, and then so this might be the real move now. And so you can see we have lots of gaps in here. So there are differences with gaps. So here's this is a fair value gap right here, right there. That's a fair value gap because it's the high of the red candle and the low of the blue candle. However, there is also a regular gap, which is liquidity void, it's called. And so when you create a rectangle for it, you have to incorporate both. So that gap would be both of those incorporated like that. That constitutes the gap at that point. Okay, so then there's another gap right above it as well. So this one is from the high of that candle to the low of that candle there. So that's another gap. Mark it properly right there. So you can see they've already stabbed into this gap. So is it likely that they'll come back again? Maybe not, maybe not, right? So if they are going to come back down, that would be to take this low out. So there'll be lots of stops under here probably. And so they might come back to take them and then push off using the midpoint as a support. So let's see if they do that. Let's see if they do take out this low. This would give us another opportunity for a buy at that point on Bitcoin. So they came and touched without taking that low out. So I was looking for them to take it out, but they said no, we just want to touch it, and so maybe that's it. And they go. So it's best to take the trade right there on. So if you had a limit order, 1 pip, 1 tick, 1 point, whatever you want to call it, above that. Above this low here, 1 tick above that low, then you would be in this trade to go up. So if you have your limit order in the middle of the gap, you wouldn't be in the trade currently at this point, right? You would be missing that trade. So I like to go in on the market order, especially when I'm talking like this, because I don't have time to set up the limit orders. So sometimes I do, but I still rather just go in on market. All right, so that might have been a missed opportunity right there for that entry. And we could see them just take off now and take out these highs and go up to target. So we do have another 1, 2, 3 again, and or like that. That's our 1, 2, 3, looking for them to continue up. So if they do come back again one more time, maybe again they might take out both of these guys. We just don't know if they will. Then that would present again still another opportunity to get in. But otherwise, if they break the high, then we would look for a retrace like that to come in to go. So all we're always looking for are these retraces. We're just looking for retraces to get in. We don't want to be buying at the highs, because if you buy at the high, first of all, your stop will be prohibitively huge, and then second of all, when you buy at the high, you can see what they do. If you bought right there, they can drag you back down, and then you're in trouble. You're in big drawdown. So you want to buy on the retrace when they come back into the sweet spot area, and then catch the move.
Well, Lennox, yes. that is a strong point, because I would not want to be buying where price is currently. I would prefer to wait for the sell opportunity to come back down, because they can manipulate you a lot here, because you're in the fourth wave.
Yes, you are in the fourth wave. So you're saying you wouldn't want to buy just to even go up to the target high?
Yeah, I could, but I prefer not to. I would prefer not to, but
okay, so,
that's a personal preference.
Yeah, so it all depends on how I look at it is how many pips or how many points, how many handles is it from here to that target. If it's a worthwhile amount, and in this case, let's see, it's about looking at about 30 to 70 handles or so. That's a fair amount of handles. So
yeah,
that's
the handles can be worthwhile, yes.
Yeah. So you have to look at it in that way. Otherwise, then it wouldn't be good. So
but the challenge is that it's a very delicate area to trade. So it's just a personal preference that I don't like to.
Yeah, and that we frown on playing the fourth waves, even though we do it. It can be quite tricky. I mean, we don't know for sure if they're done and ready to go. They could still come back again, take everybody out, and continue up. So we just don't know if they're done at this point. So
where I would prefer to play it from would be the E leg, what you would call the E leg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you can identify the E leg,
say it comes into a gap somewhere down there.
Yes. So if you can correctly identify the E leg, yes, that's great. But if you have to be able to identify it, right?
Yes.
And you saw how what we went through yesterday, trying to identify that E leg, and how it was very difficult right up to almost to the end of the session. Finally, I saw it was like, oh wow, okay, now I see what they did, and we were able to catch the move and the macro at 10 to 4 and make some profits and save the day, because it was a rough afternoon there yesterday. Had a number of losses, and Bitcoin saved me most of the session, but in the end it was great moves. But so it looks like they want to go now. So this could have been a nice entry at this point. So it looks positive that they want to go. We got a nice 1, 2, 3 here. but this is very difficult to read in here.
Yeah, it's the reading of it. It's the reading of it that is my challenge. But it can be a very good play because they can run the high.
Yes, so that now they've swept the high again. So we got another little 1, 2, 3 there. So we could get another little 1, 2, 3, and then maybe this would be it, and then they're off to take out the highs. And you know, if it doesn't look good, you don't have to get in, and that's, you know, that should be your rule. If it doesn't look clear, and you know, then don't take the trade. I mean, this at this point here, this 1, 2, 3 was quite clear. This 1, 2, 3 is quite clear. So no problem taking that trade, even if you just set target for that high. That was worthwhile, and you know, it worked. But you can see they came back in quickly, so they're doing something different than what I was expecting. So now they do it again. They make another 1, 2 here. This is quite clear. They make another 1, 2 without breaking the high though. So this is a quite clear 1, 2 here again, 1, 2, 3, and then another one, and very quickly, and now they're leaving. So we have another opportunity here to get in. Maybe that might be the last one if they even return. So there's a gap here. So we look to see if they come back.
NASDAQ is showing kind of a similar circumstances on the 50.
Yeah, and it should be, because we're both, well, it's not exactly similar, but we're way down here. So where did we come back down to?
15 minutes.
Yeah, let's see. We came back down to this gap down here.
That is the way I like it.
Yes, this is a good retrace.
Yes.
So we're retracing this entire move here back down. So,
and because I have a lot of room to go up to to take out
the highs.
The highs, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so there's our move. So what we want to do is to kind of see, you know, where are we overall. So sometimes it's good to just go up higher. And now I get the whole picture of what's going on. So they swept down here again. They came back up, made a nice 1, 2. Whoops, there's a big, huge red candle here. What time was that?
I think that was
11.
that was not really news. I don't know what the heck caused that.
That's very odd. That's an 11 o'clock candle. So that's right at.
I think we had 10 o'clock news, consumer sentiment, or something like that. I don't remember, but so, that was sort of an anomaly.
Yeah, that kind of messed up our structure there. But we had a nice 1, 2, 3 going on. Then all of a sudden they did this thing, and then so still a 1, 2, 3 no matter what. Anyways, and then we take off to the upside, come back in, and off we go again. Come back in, and now they're looking to go one more time. So it looks like this is 1, 1, 2 here, and then this whole thing is a third wave. So this would be our 3, because this is too short.
Yeah, that's the wave 3 is up top. I see.
So wave 3 is here. So we came through a wave 4, and now we're looking to go up and take out the high. So if we could get in here on a 1, 2, 3, then that would be a great play to the upside.
What's interesting is that your wave, I normally get to 162%, but this time it stopped at 141%.
Looking at the current, these 4-hour, I've got 3 4-hour candles here, and they're the last 3 4-hour candles on the 4-hour time frame, of course. So the current candle we opened, looks like we opened at 1 o'clock. Oh no, must be noon.
1 o'clock.
What is it? Did that open at 1?
Yeah, that's your 4-hour candle opens at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, okay. So yeah, we're getting a nice move right now. So that was a missed opportunity on that lower time frame. But so we opened there, and we went up first, created a wick, and then we came down, created a tail, and now we're pushing back up, looking to take out the previous candle's high. Right here. And So drop it back down to the 1 minute. Now we can see exactly what they're doing. So this would have been a great opportunity to get in right here, because that's a clean 1, 2, 3 off this.
Yeah, right.
And we swept it. So we got check mark up. Didn't sweep anything on this side, but move back in. That's a nice check mark. 50 to 62% area check mark, and off we go. So this was a nice trade, but missed it. That's okay, because we can't catch everything. So that's just the way it is. You can see how they chop. Look at that beautiful move, eh? How they chop this up here. That's our structure. So this is the structure. This is an Elliott wave structure, and the Elliott wave structure is essentially just a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and 5, and then it finishes with an ABC move. And in this case, not really an ABC move per se, but yeah, you call it that. But 5.
So 285.
So that's did you catch that move, Omar?
853. Oh, 1 second. No, I was playing gold euro. No, I was playing gold euro, so it's
missed that.
Pretty similar.
So there's Bitcoin. So there we go. That was the move. And look how I was looking for target just at this high, and look at what they did. So that's the beautiful move here. So missing that one as well. So this is the we're not even at the macro yet or anything, and that we're getting this beautiful move this afternoon. So in comparison to yesterday, this is just a total difference, eh? We're getting these beautiful moves, and I'm not even in it, unfortunately. But so that would have been a good play in here. I was talking about it, didn't enter. But looking for maybe one more retrace. We didn't get another retrace, and off they went. So just as quick as that, it's all over. So at this point, here's a 1, 2, 3 from here. I'm going to put the fibs on. Let's just see where. So 1.618 would have taken us to this target here, which is nice. 2.618 takes us to this target here, which is even nicer. So pretty good move. So this was the expected move, because when I go up to the higher time frame, I'm going to just walk through these charts so you can see where we're at. Let me do that again, because I need to take off that fib. Okay, so let me go up to the daily. Take a look at Bitcoin here. So I've been expecting a move back up, and then I'm expecting another drop. So if I'm correct, then we're going to get another drop, which I hope I'm wrong on this one. I really do, because I don't want to see us coming back down again. I'd rather see us continue going up. So I'm hoping that this is a wrong analysis, but the charts just do what they do. So when we were over here at this point and we dropped to this level, I was expecting them to take that low out. So we did all this stuff here and went all the way up, and then we came down and took out the low. So that was an expected move, although they took quite a long time and a ways to do it, but that was the expected move. So now again we had that one. This is a 1, 2, 3 for us, and so here we also have a 1, 2, 3. So again, I would be expecting them to take these lows out. This move up is similar to this move, just a little straighter. This one is more jaggedy, essentially. Okay, so this also could be considered a 1, 2, 3, because this low here is lower than, sorry, this high is lower than this high. So this constitutes a 1, 2, 3 at that point. So let me get rid of all that. So this one, it's a 1, 2, 3 here, that another 1, 2, 3 here. So I like to use the most recent 1, 2, 3, and then we drop. So this drop is chopping us up in our structure. So when we cross this level here, we are looking now for a turnaround to come back down. So we're kind of like right here, and we'd be looking for a 1, 2, 3 top to take us back down, to take out all these lows. So what would be the catalyst to bring us down to these levels? We don't know at this point. We didn't know what was the catalyst to bring us down at this point either, but we knew that April 2nd, Mr. Trump was going to be speaking about tariffs. And so at that point, that's when the markets tanked. So we don't know ahead now. I mean, we had an inkling that maybe, beginning of April, we'd have some kind of fall because of Trump's speech that was scheduled. However, the markets were, hanging up here, so nobody knew for sure that this was going to happen. But we had an inkling because we had this 1, 2, 3 here. We had this move in here, and so I felt, anyways, I analyzed this and saying, okay, I'm expecting 75,000 Bitcoin, and that's what we went right down into. So now it's the same thing again. We've had this move, we've had this drop, we've had this move back up. So I'm expecting another drop. Now, this doesn't have to occur. Again, I'm hoping it doesn't occur, but we shall see. All right, so this current move up, now I'll just walk us through this move. So on the 4-hour, there's the current move. So we're now taking out this high over here. Let me just draw that over. So that high is gone, and then the next high is this guy. So are we going to reach for that? It's possible. So we might take that out, but that's not a good thing if it takes that out, if we're expecting it to fall, because we really don't want to see this get taken out. They can wick it, but we don't want to see a closure above here, really. Okay, that would kind of violate our structure. Our structure is an impulse structure that we're looking for. So we don't want to see price going into this area really, and it has already. So it has gone into that area, and we don't really, if it does, we don't really want to see this point taken out, because that would violate the structure completely. Okay, and like I say, they can wick in there, but then it becomes a different structure. So it becomes a structure like this rather than an impulse structure. So an impulse is where we don't violate this low here. This high does not violate this low. But so we're very close to violation area, and so we'd be looking for a turnaround. So now we have a sweep of this high. So you can see our structure here at this level. We've got that. So this is a violation of our structure, because of our impulse structure, that is. It's a violation going up because we've come into this area. We've come into this area. So it violates our impulse structure, but it doesn't violate the structure overall, because it's still the structure, and we're inside of something like they call a diagonal, or a flat, or some kind of other name for it, rather than an impulse. I think it's typically a diagonal, this would be called. It can be a triangle, but a triangle is more like this, where you get the move like that. So this is more of a diagonal because it's on a diagonal. It just makes sense. All right, so lots of stuff I'm talking about here. I don't know if I'm putting everybody to sleep, because everybody's pretty quiet. Okay, still with me?
Just busy.
Everybody's multitasking, eh?
I'd like to be able to sit in front of the chart.
NASDAQ hit 162. doing a little bit of retracing, but it could go a lot higher.
All right, so we're at a crucial point here where we could be getting set to turn around. We've got a number of highs in here. We've taken one, taken two. So the next one would be this guy here. So there is an intermediate one just before this high. So I won't even mark it because we're really very close to that. So I'm going to keep going down the time frame. So onto the 1 hour. So now we kind of know where we are. So here's the overall structure from on the 1 hour. We got a 1, 2. This is what we fought through yesterday, well, through this nonsense. And then we dropped off back down into a gap. And then off we go again. We get a 1, 2, and a 3, 4 again. And now we're in that final push. So we should be coming to an end of this move up in this area. So let's see if we can pinpoint it. So on the 30-minute, we're pushing to the upside. And we have a 1, 2, 3 on the 30-minute that's pushing us up. So it's quite a large 1, 2, 3. So we still have quite a ways to go here. All right, so now we drop to the 15. And now we can see it's kind of broken up a little bit on the 15. It's more 1, 2, 1, 2, another one, and then we're off again. So we've taken out the highs, pushing up. So now I can see what's going on very clearly on the 5-minute. It's quite clear. We've got this 1, 2, another 1, 2, and then we're pushing to the upside. So beautiful opportunities in this to make this play, but again, I'm jumping around between Bitcoin and NAS and so forth, so missing some of these opportunities. All right, so we're at a point now where we could gyrate for a while. We're at the macro, 10 minutes to the hour. So this could present us an opportunity to get in again for the final push. So it looks like we should have another push, but we could see a pullback in here. So I can mark this. This is a big gap on the 5-minute. So can we come back and touch into that gap before we continue? That's totally a possibility. So I'll mark that. Drop down to the 1-minute, and you can see it's quite a big gap off the 1-minute. On the one from the 1-minute, that 5-minute gap is quite large. And we have smaller gaps on the 1-minute as well. So can we get a retrace back down? We could, because we have lows here, and that would be sitting targets for stops. So they might pull back down, take out these stops, and give us an opportunity to get into this play here. So from this level, I can see the structure quite clearly, and we could certainly come back down into this. So let's see if that occurs. Otherwise, they'll just keep going here. They might just do a shallow pullback and keep going. So we're looking for other gaps in here. So I'm always marking off the gaps manually, because I do have an indicator here, and it's marking off gaps for me, but it's not marking off every gap. So I do let it only do gaps after order blocks is basically what I've set it for. Okay, so we've got a gap there. Looks like we should come through that one and come down. This is an inverted gap now. Tiny, it's so tiny, that one. That's not really a gap. Okay, so we've got an inverted gap. So we're looking for another retrace, but I don't know if we're going to get it to come back down to the 5-minute gap. So let me do the same thing on the NAS.
NAS is pushing higher.
Yeah, NAS is going. So they're taking out that last high. So this is just a beautiful, beautiful move. We've got a great 1, 2, 3. That's our structure. That's what we're looking for. So we'll be looking for a 1, 2, 3 top up here to come back down before the end of the session here. So I'm going to go up to the daily. on the NAS. So just like Bitcoin on the daily, we had a 1, 2, 3 here. We dropped. So at this point, I'm looking for price to come back and take out these lows on the NAS. So again, I don't really want to see this happen, but I have no control over it. The market does what the market does. So right now we're pushing back up to take out these highs, and that will give us our structure this way. Once we do that, then we'll be looking for 1, 2, 3 to come down to take out these lows. I'm hoping I'm wrong again, and I'm hoping that we just come halfway and bounce, but the structure says that we should take out this low here. So unfortunately, it looks like something is going to cause the markets to collapse again, and this time it's going to be quite a nasty spill as well, just like in here. Again, I'm hoping I'm wrong about that, because I'm an optimist. I'd rather see the market go higher than lower. But
technically, it should still push higher, but it's just slowing up at this point.
In the short term here, yes. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can see we got 3 green 4-hour candles right now. But from this low, there's our structure. So the expected move is for us to take out this high at this point.
What's strange, I only have 2 4-hour candles that are up. My third one is down. Your first one, I should say, the left one is down.
I'm on the when I'm on the futures now. On the futures, I have 2 red 4-hour candles and 1 green one. So the futures are a little different than the NAS100. Interesting.
Your futures are very different than mine.
There's the NAS futures.
No, it shouldn't matter what time frame I'm on, because a 4-hour candle is a 4-hour
candle. That's right.
I have 2 green ones. The middle green one is very big, and the left one is spinning top.
Well, that's interesting. I'm on the continuous futures contract, so I'm not sure which one you're on. You might be on the June.
Futures contract.
Are you on the June contract?
MNQ futures.
Is it the June contract?
The what?
The June contract?
No, it's the continuous contract.
Okay, I'm on the continuous contract as well, so we should be the same, but yeah, it's very annoying that they're not the same. All right, so I'll go back to the NAS here from Awanda. All right, so again, our structure is pointing to a continuation to the upside to take out these highs. So right now it's looking quite strong here for us. So it looks like what I was saying about Bitcoin, we have broken that high already, and I'm looking for them to turn around. But the NAS is saying, well, wait a minute, I've got lots of room to still go up here. So there might be some more push even on NAS, on the Bitcoin as well, to the upside. There's S&P, same kind of thing, looking lots of room to push up to those highs. Let me see how the Dow looks.
You have a big gap in there.
Oh yeah, big gaps everywhere. So the Dow is similar, looking for that same push to take out that high.
You don't have extended hours in there. That's what's going on.
Let's see, on the NASDAQ, you mean?
Yeah, when you're on, you see that gap you have on the left there going down to the bottom? I don't have that. What time frame are you on?
This is a 4-hour.
Well, let me go down to 4 hours and make sure. Oh no, I have a gap. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that should be. That was how it opened. That was Sunday. That was Friday, and then Sunday open. So yeah, this is.
Yeah.
All right, so looking again for a continued move to the upside here. So now I'm going to be just looking, as I go down the time frame, just going to be looking at this current leg as we go towards these highs up here. So I'm going to mark off, first I'll mark off the high here. So this is the target. will they make it today? This is from the 4-hour time frame, so it doesn't look likely that we'll do that today. But certainly looking for that push to the upside anyways. So we do have highs here. I'm going to just use this guy and mark the high. Mark that high there. So this is a low-hanging fruit high. So we're very close to this high. So that's totally achievable. And then we have another high up here. So I could let me use this guy.
Yeah.
So that might not be achievable today. So again,
yeah,
just look.
That first high is a highly probable target. Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing here on that. Let me just get rid of some of these highs off, these marks off the chart. Clean it up a little bit. Okay, so there's the move. So on the 30-minute, you can see how choppy that has been. Very, very choppy. Now we're, again, looking to come up to this current high as a possibility. But there's no guarantee that we're going to do that even today, because we're breaking this current high here, and that might be as far as we go. We could just come back. They don't have to take this high yet, and that high about the same. We could just turn around at this point, because we do have a structure here. So we might not test that high. We could pull back first, and then we could still continue up later. So like maybe on Sunday or something like that. So let's see on the 15. Now we're starting to see our structure. So there's a sweep at the bottom. We get this move here, another strong move here, and then this push. So our structure is almost basically complete at this point.
Yeah, right.
So
we're in wave 5 right now.
Yeah, so we could be looking for a retrace here to come down and take out this low here. So we might not be reaching for those highs. So sometimes you look at it and you think, oh yeah, they're going to go up, take that high. But when you come down to the lower time frames, you see the structure, and then you realize, oh, okay, that we're not getting there yet. All right, so when we drop down to the 5-minute, and then it becomes even clearer on the 5-minute. So on the 5-minute, sweep down here, big sweep, of course, over here, and then this big push up, except for this anomalous candle here, and then big move to the 3rd wave, into the 4th wave, up to the 5th wave. So that's how we would count our waves: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here. And 5 is 5 done? Maybe not at this point. So now I'll drop down to the 1-minute, and we'd just be looking at this current leg. So when I drop down to the 1-minute, we'll look at this gap here. That will help us. So there's our gap, and this is again our structure. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we've swept the high. We're sweeping the lows. So a breach of this low, and we'd be coming back down. So looking like we could be done at this point, although we did not get 5 waves in here. So I'm going to take a look at the seconds chart here to see how it looks. What was that? Oh, that's one of the big, beautiful homes there near where I live. So these are some of my photos. I'm just showing off some of my photos here. I have them as screen savers. This is a neighborhood I live in. Just going by somebody's home. Nice old Ford. I'm not sure what kind of Ford is that. George Ford. Can you recognize it?
No, I stopped recognizing cars in the 50s.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like a Fairlane or something, maybe.
That could be.
But I'm not positive. I didn't really take a look at the side of it there. You can see that the name is right on the side, If Peter was here, he'd probably recognize it.
I'm here.
Oh, you are. What kind of car is that, Peter? Is that what Ford?
It's a red Ford.
Yep.
Convertible.
But you don't know the name?
I'm not into Ford. No, I think Fairlane is a good guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I can't afford it. No pun intended there. All right. Actually, pun intended. Glad you can join us, Peter. So with us is Mr. Peter Bain. He's the co-founder of Forex Mentor, and along with Mr. Vic Young, who's also with us in the background. He's the administrator doing all the streaming stuff for us on YouTube. We're just new to YouTube, so all you people on YouTube, again, we're the simple 1, 2, 3 traders, 1, 2, 3 traders, and we try to keep it simple. We have a simple concept, simple model, but it's not an easy thing to trade. So I try to kind of show you guys what we're looking for and so forth. So, Mr. George Pitcher again is in New Jersey, and George has been trading for probably over 50 years. I've been trading for about 30 years, and Peter has probably been trading for about 30 or more years. Hey, Peter, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah. So between us, we are, got a lot of years of, lots of decades. Maybe we have over a century. Wow, amazing.
Between the three of us, or four of us, a lot of craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Good crazy.
Doesn't mean we know what we're talking about, but we certainly do give it a good shot.
Yeah, you guys put on a great show.
So I'll look at Tesla for you today, Peter, and Tesla, similar to the NAS. You can see Tesla and the NAS are almost identical. You couldn't even tell which chart is which. So same pattern going on. That's that's Tesla. See, I thought it was the NAS. That's Tesla. And there's the NAS. So very, very similar patterns going on. So if I look at Tesla from the daily time frame, I'm just going to just walk down Tesla, show you what I see here. And from the daily standpoint, this was the high. We made this big, huge 1-2. We've dropped all the way down to this level. So at this point, I would expect them to take out these lows down here. So we can push up one more time, perhaps take out these highs first. That's a possibility, and then I'd be looking for another drop. Unfortunately, I'm hoping I'm wrong, because I don't want to see this happen, but we shall see if that is so. So on the 4-hour, we're in a very choppy area. We did sweep these lows here, but it's not a huge sweep that took us way down. So we're turning back around, going back to the upside here, looking for them to take out these highs, perhaps those ones, and perhaps these ones, maybe even these ones. So that's why I'm saying that we could get a move back up, but that once we do that, we could come back all the way down. So on the 1-hour, similar structure to the NAS, we get this move here, 1-2, a retrace back in, and now again looking for us to come back up, take out these highs. So the low-hanging fruit is here first, unless we collapse here and just continue down, which I don't want. Again, I don't want to see that. I'm not expecting that. I would expect another move up first, but anything can happen. So you always have to be ready for the unexpected, of course. So again, another big 1, 2, 3. In here we have another 1, 2, 3. Then we push up, come back in. So we're not in an impulse structure with Tesla. We're not in an impulse Tesla structure because we violated this area. So we've come back into this area. So we're in violation of our structure in the sense that it's not an impulse. It's now we're inside a diagonal structure. That's
You
quite
see a
clear.
1, 2, 3 bottom there, or 1, 2, 3 top? I'm having a hard time reading that chart.
Okay, so let me continue going down the time frames, and we'll get right into it. You're talking about on the 1 minute?
The 1 hour is where you are now, I think.
Okay. On the 1 hour?
Are you on the?
I'm on the 30-minute currently.
Oh, the 30. Okay, well, the 1
Yeah.
hour is the one I'm looking at.
Yeah. So we were just on the 1 hour, and it is pointing. This is in effect a 1, 2, 3 bottom that I would expect to go back up again.
Okay,
So
that's good.
We haven't violated our number 1 point. So there's our 1, there's our 2, and here's our 3. So we haven't violated our number 1 point at this time. So looking like we should continue to go up unless for some reason they want to come back down. Okay, so on the 30-minute, we can come closer and take a look at it. And so again, this big drop, we're into the number 2 point area. So we're in a diagonal affair. So we'd be expecting us to come back up to the top of our diagonal on this move. So looking like we're going to push. So there you can see on the 30-minute, that's our 1, 2, 3 currently. And we're looking to now take out this high short term. So we're at 249 right now, looking for 257, 258 area for a target, 257.80. So yeah, that's what I would be expecting in the short term. I'm going to draw a line there, right there. Okay, so that's kind of where short-term target would be looking for. And you again on the 15-minute, we have a 1, 2, 3 here right now, and that's definitely reachable. And we're now into the algo at 11 o'clock, and it's 11:11. It's 11:11. So that will be the play on the 15th. So on the 5, we can now see how this set up. So this was the sweep of that low, and we get this big push up, retrace. We swept that high. So we got a check mark, we got a check mark, we got a retrace back into 50, 62%. There's also a gap there. There's also an inverted gap there. This is like sells. Buy. So I
put some paint on, so just don't touch it for half an hour. Don't put anything on the windowsill.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody.
So there's a handle on it?
Oh, let me mute Peter here. Sorry. Okay, so we're looking for that continuation to take out this high, and maybe a further retrace here. We do have gaps in here, and we could retrace back before we go. Okay, so that might be a likely scenario there for you Tesla traders. All right, so I'd mark that off with these gaps in here. That's a gap, and then we got an inverted gap as well. So there's an inverted gap here. So basically at the same spot. So just a little higher than the regular gap. There's an inverted gap. So we could see price coming back down to touch that, one of these or both, and then off we go again for Tesla in the 247, between 247 and 248 to reach 258 perhaps. I don't know if that will happen before the end of the day. It's a great option play as well. So if I were playing the options, I would be looking at buying like the 250 calls when price came back in here, and then exiting out at 258 area. That would make a nice option play. Buying the shares, you make a nice play as well. That's 8 points.
What price are you talking about?
So again, I'm looking for on Tesla here a retrace into 240, between 247 248, and then a push up to 258 area, 257 some odd. So back to the previous high up here.
Okay.
short term. So this could play out before the end of the day or by the end of the day. So we'll see if that occurs. But I'm looking for a retrace first and then that push.
Okay, thank you.
So looking pretty good there. So on the 1 minute, if I come down to the 1 minute time frame, then you can see this is a huge move all the way up, just like the NAS. And will they come back again down here? It's possible. We've already mitigated most of this gap, the inverted gap. But they could still come down, take these guys out, and take out these equal lows before they push up. So that doesn't have to happen. You know, we are getting a 1, 2, 3 right now. We could just take off from here, but I would expect a possible drop here. So, okay, so back to NAS again. Let's see if I can get in and make a trade here. So NAS is doing a similar thing. So on the 5 minute for NAS, again, we're really high up on this move. We've got 5 waves. So we could be at the very top here, or we still have a little bit more to go. So because Tesla looks like it still has more to go, I would think that we still have a little bit more to go at this point. So I'm not gonna.
It's like there's slightly more to go on the NAS.
Dropping down to the 1 minute, then that would mean that we're just cycling through a 4th wave area here again. We're now in the algo, so I would be looking for them to take out this low, and it looks like a 4th wave type move here. So there's our structure again. So this could be just like yesterday. We were in the 3, and then they chopped it all up. Remember, and we were getting all messed up. So they could come down and take out these lows. We do have some gaps down here, so I'm going to mark them off. Let's see, we've got a gap here that has not been touched yet. Well, just a tad of a touch. So that's reasonable. And then we have another one below there. So we could come back down into these gaps here before we leave. And it looks like that's what they're planning to do here, take out these lows. A little hard to read here, but I can see something like this. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we come back up and go something like that might play out here. Oh, Peter, Vic is with us tomorrow here in Victoria.
Oh, cool.
So we can plan to meet with him late afternoon.
Yeah, just give me a call.
Yeah, if you can, Vic, you can tell us what time is best for you.
How long is Vic staying?
I think he's catching the late ferry.
Oh, you mean to come here or
to go back?
Oh, to go back. So he's coming over in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe, well, we can meet whenever you guys want to meet.
It's up to him. His schedule.
Cool. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. So they are breaking that low. So Tesla must be doing similar. Not yet. Tesla has not broken that low. I'm expecting them to do that, but they might not. We might have divergence there, but it looks likely that we should. Reason why is that we have a 1, 2, 3 here. So as soon as I get a 1, 2, 3, I would expect them to take that low, and then now they have. So I would expect another drop, maybe down to the midpoint of this gap, and then so that would be like 247 area. So that's a total possibility still. So we have to be a little patient here and wait for a turnaround. So coming down into the middle of the gap.
Do you expect it to go down a bit and then turn around and go up?
Yes. So maybe one more drop here, I think.
4-hour candle is now a doji.
Here we get that final drop as expected there. So that's what I would expect on Tesla as well. So it looks like they want to take out those lows, come into this gap. So now I'd be looking for a turnaround imminently here. So let's see if we can catch this move on the NAS. So it's doing it perfectly. Okay, so I can look for a fractal even before I get my fractals happening pretty quick here. I could actually just jump in at this point. I'd be taking a risk because I'm saying that that's the bottom, but I'm getting a fractal, and a fractal is just a swing low or a swing high, three candle swing. So looking for us to continue up now and take out these highs at that point.
Would you enter on a fractal?
Always. I love the fractals.
So we have one on Tesla, I think.
Yeah, because the fractal is in itself is a 1, 2, 3 bottom. So.
Oh, okay, that's cool to know.
Yeah. There's Tesla. So where would my stop be? My stop would just be below the low of this candle here, because that's my number 3 point on the fractal. So if they're going to take me out, they're going to take out this low, and that's it. So I don't need to put it all the way at the bottom of my number 1 point, because that's a 1, 2, 3. So I can put it at number 3 point, and if I'm wrong, I get taken out here. But if I'm right, we should continue pushing up without taking this low again. Looks like I'm going to be wrong here because they're coming back pretty quick. They are mean.
It's trying to turn things back up, but it's a struggle.
So they came back in again. They took the low of that candle. They're playing around in here a little bit too long for my liking. We should be leaving if we're going to go. So whenever they hang around, we've said it so many times, whenever they hang around in here for too long, it's not boding well for you.
This is kind of a critical 5-minute candle.
You should be leaving, right away when you get in. So I could be taken out here. Maybe my stop's a bit too tight, perhaps. They might take out that low, but I was confident they shouldn't, but
looks like a 1, 2, 3 bottom might be forming.
Very close to breaking that high there. That would have been a nice move if we could get above that high. Feel a little bit more comfortable about the trade, but you see they're really playing games here. It looks like they want to take me out, and they did. Okay, so either they're going to come and take this low.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, that's where I should have put my stop. But so they are taking that low, so they weren't done. Wow, and that's as simple as it is.
Yeah, this
They're going down. Okay, so it looked like we were done because from here I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we get a 1, 2, and we get the breach, sweep. Everything looked pretty good here that we should go. But they're saying no, we want to take the low one more time because Lennox is trading, right? Or maybe it's George just trading. So they're taking that again. So I'll wait for another fractal, or we can wait for a break of the high and a retrace. And so this is a more conservative way to play it. The 1, 2, 3 is, we get that confirmation and so forth, but worthwhile to do that. Nothing wrong with doing that.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit
still
more
sitting at 40 areas. That's been one of the bugaboos. This high volatility. It's having trouble deciding what it wants to do for this candle.
Getting a move up on Tesla.
Okay, got another fractal there. So I'll buy it again. How's our time? Okay, we're at 2:30. I'm buying again on the fractal. So again, I've got a sweep of the low.
Well,
so we can look for a sweep of the high, and then a retrace back, and this could be an entry here as well. So if we can get a gap in here now, that would be really good.
Okay, we just got a new candle. If that remains positive, it means we're going up.
Yeah, I'm in.
Me too. Okay, so I'm getting so I could take a quick portion off here because I'm already breaking the first high, and then I could look to add again if I so wish. So I don't mind doing that. Okay, just there we go. So take a little portion and then let the rest go. So I would put a target to these highs, short-term, low-hanging fruit, as it were. And then see where I am here. So I've got another gap in here.
Where do you see price going? What to where? I'm sorry.
To the current high.
Yeah, that's about where I would push it at this point.
Previous high, as it were.
Which is essentially a scalp.
So my stop would be just below this candle here. Just I'm using the middle candle as my stop rather than the outer candle. So I'm not expecting them to come back down here again. Let's see if we can continue up this time. So this is actually an opportunity for me to add to my position if I wanted to at this point, because we're coming back into the gap and we should bounce off and continue. So we've got a sweep. We've got a sweep. We got that move up. We got it back into 50 to 62% area. There's also a gap. So we've got check mark, gap, check mark. So retrace into 5062, check mark. We should go to that high.
You're
if I'm wrong, I get stopped out again, and that's all there is to it.
Your call. But this is a transition candle, and hopefully it'll close higher.
Sorry guys. I'm multitasking now. Okay, they're coming back again, still giving opportunities to get in if you didn't get in. Can we take off out of here now?
One more minute to closure on this thing. On the 5 minutes. No, it looks like we're heading down or consolidating, one or the other at this point. It just lost a lot of up momentum.
Came down quite a bit there. Now, again, they presented some opportunities to get in. Could have added here. I should have added here actually, but I'm kind of multitasking here, so I'm a bit not paying attention.
I like that idea of getting in on a fractal.
Yes, it's good. It's your risk is lowered, but you can easily be taken out because your risk is lowered, and so your stops are going to be tighter and so forth. But yeah. I mean, we can wait for that full move and retrace like that. That's our typical 1, 2, 3. But this entire move like that is also right here. That entire move right there is the same thing here. It's just that we can't see it on the minute chart.
It's again trying to get into a positive mode. This candle has 4 minutes to go.
You see 1, 2, 3 is on the 5-minute chart, Lennox?
I'm on a 5. I'm not on Tesla. I'm on the NAS100.
Bear with me 1 second there, Peter. Okay, so on Tesla's 5-minute chart.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can clearly, so we did do exactly as the NAS kind of did there. We swept the lows, swept the highs, got the one beautiful 1, 2, 3 back into the gap. This is just perfection here. So we've got check marks, and this. So just want to let you guys know that, especially the YouTubers are watching us, our 1, 2, 3. We don't depend on order blocks and fair value gaps. Those are just bonuses. The key is just for the retrace to come in within the 50 to 62%. So whether or not there's an order block or a fair value gap is of no consequence. However, they do add that confluence that helps us to make that 1, 2, 3 even more powerful. And then off we should go. So yeah, this is a 1, 2, 3 here on the 1 minute, and if we go to the 5-minute, I'm sure that it will look similar. Yeah, so it's just setting up on the 5 minute. So
like you can't do this up move.
It's just setting up there on the 5 minute. So there's a larger 1, 2, 3 on the 5 minute like that, and then we're setting up a smaller one here now to continue up to take out this high and that high. This is the low hanging fruit right now, this high.
And right now we are in a big struggle trying to do that.
Really came back down on the 1-minute Tesla.
Yeah, I can move my stop up a little bit to protect profits, but I don't want to bring it up too tight. But
yeah,
they can scream down there and take you out real quick, but should continue pushing here.
Enough, it won't take that much of a swing to grab onto you.
Another 1, 2, 3 bottom on the 1-minute chart.
Okay, why is that there?
Boy, it keeps playing games where you think you're lost, and
That's nice there.
then
Get rid of that. Okay, we're getting a nice push here now. This shot I was in Trinidad when I went to Trinidad in 2017, and the first time there, up in the hills. Beautiful place.
Where is Trinidad, Lennox?
Just about 100 miles or so off the coast of Venezuela.
Well, you really get around. You must like traveling on planes.
No, I hate traveling on planes. I wish we had the power to fly without the planes. Just ourselves. Wouldn't that be the ultimate? Like our loon. You know, they can fly, they can swim underwater for long periods of time. And they can walk on land. That's the ultimate. You can walk, you can fly, you can go underwater for long periods of time. Can't beat that. We have to put on all this garb to go underwater. And we have to go into a tube to fly around. Yeah.
Well, they're really taking their time here.
yes, they are.
What's the time of day? We're coming up into another macro pretty soon here. So it might give us a little push. But so far we're doing okay. It's going up, but might be a slow climb here. So I want to put my stop into positive, but again, I'm a bit too tight here to go into positive at this point. So I might.
Yeah, that's a risky move.
I could put my stop right here into positive, but it could easily spike it down. So this gap should hold us and continue pushing us to the upside. There's also an inverted gap in here. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, that's become an inverted gap now. So they've touched into it as well.
I'm sorry, what's an inverted gap?
An inverted gap is a gap that was a regular gap. So for instance, when we were coming down over here, there was a gap here, this gap right there.
Yeah.
So when we are going back up, if I draw that right across, when price drops back into it, it's an inverted gap. It's no longer a gap that's holding price back to go down. It's now support going back.
Oh, I get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, very powerful little tidbit. I think a lot of people overlook that. It's super powerful, and that's again ICT has put that out for everybody, and yeah, very powerful stuff.
Things hold. We got some positive play for moving higher now in the NAS.
Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Okay, Bitcoin is in a nice spot for a buy. So there's Bitcoin, and we're right on a fractal right now. So yeah, that would be, looks like a tie on these lows. 773.03, 773, 775. Okay, so this is a little higher. So this is a legitimate 1, 2, 3 right here on Bitcoin. Got a sweep. And now we're looking to push out. So breach of that high, retrace back in is a go, or it's a buy even right now at that point. But I'm just looking at it right on the 1 minute. Let me just go to the 5 and see what it looks like. Yeah, everything's pointing to a continued move on Bitcoin as well to take out these highs and these highs. Because on the 5 minute we have a clean 1, 2, 3.
This is playing games with us.
Tesla's trying to make a move.
Yeah, well, it's game playing time.
I'm pretty good right now. Okay, so now I can move my stop into positive. But again, I don't want to bring it too tight.
How do you feel about putting a stop at your entry point? Like I got in at I got in at Tesla at 248.50.
So I don't like putting my stop at break even. I prefer to put it into positive.
What do you mean positive? You mean above break even?
Yes. Because if you're going to get stopped out, might as well get something.
Well, I like to at least get my commission back.
That's what I'm saying. At least get something, right? You don't want to get zero.
Oh, okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So 248.60.
Without jeopardizing yourself. I mean, try to put it in a spot where you think it's unlikely that they're going to come back and hit you, but you never know for sure. I mean, there are sometimes you can really tell that these gaps will hold and so forth, but sometimes it's very difficult. There are little tidbits that ICT gives away about that, and they do hold. But
whenever I put a stop on, it's almost like they know I did it.
They have your number.
Well, no, seriously, price gets going in the right direction, and then you put a stop on, and then they shift direction in a hurry.
I think they have Omar's number too.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I try to outsmart them, but it's not easy. But
no, it's not.
But the Elliott wave though make a big difference. It helps
a very slow,
better sense of the market.
It's a very slow climb here, guys.
Yeah, these guys are slow motion.
I think a lot of manipulation will be taking place, and this is why the time is important.
So this didn't work on Bitcoin. It looked like we were good to go. See that? Everything looked pretty good, sweep and all that. And then they came back. So I wasn't too keen about jumping in. I thought I would wait for a breach and then a retrace. But I decided I didn't really like it that much. So I didn't go in. Interesting. And they took out that low because sometimes these gaps, they come to the middle and you think they're done, and then they go all the way down to the bottom, and there's little gaps down here and so forth, and there's an order block there, so they can use the order block rather than the gap. So it's always kind of tricky, with these things. So at this point, I would wait for a breach of this high, and then wait for a retrace back in, and then that would present a better entry. This was a bit messy here, and it looked like maybe that we could do that. So equal lows. Whenever you have equal lows, relatively equal lows, it's always a big warning sign there. What's a warning sign? An exclamation mark? Is that a word?
I should be looking for something here.
Okay, NAS is starting to move a little bit now. That's good. So heading up to that target up there. Let's let it keep going. So I'm going to try to get into Bitcoin.
Tesla's going down.
Oh, they're taking it. Well, they took this low again. Wow. Tesla is going down.
Tesla, 1 minute.
Yes, Tesla is struggling, eh?
Really struggling.
NAS is going down too.
No, that's not good. Don't want to hear that. Okay, they are coming back. Well, we have gaps here, so we should continue bouncing and going up. I mean, I don't really see any reason for us not to take that high at this point, but it is a possibility. Our structure at this point, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could. They just took me out. Wow. On my so my stop was too tight, but I still made profits on it. So that's the key. Yeah, this could be the high. You know, I'm looking for one more push up to take that high, but maybe they're not going to do that. So this could be the high, and then we are actually, in fact, turning to go back down. So that could be a huge possibility there, because our structure says we've broken all that, and we're up here. We could be turning around, certainly. Very interesting here, because they're coming back down in a hurry.
Almost looking like a head and shoulders on the 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's quite a nasty drop. So what's going on here at 10 minutes to the hour? It's the macro time. So we're getting a big macro push here.
Oh, we're in the macro right now. We are in the macro.
So we did get
52. 2 minutes into it.
Nice move down. Sweep. Sweep. It looked like we were certainly going to make that trek right back up, but now they said, nope, we're not doing that. Or are they still going to do it, and they're just taking everybody out first before they make that final push? So they're very...
that could be too.
Yeah, they're very mean, and
they make those big drops like that. It is either an indecision time or we're all in.
So they come back to the lowest gap. They almost took out the lows, but they didn't completely. So we came back into this gap again. Quite interesting here, because these gaps are no longer in play. This gap could become an inverted gap, but these gaps have been mitigated here. So can we make it higher?
Look at that, they're changing their mind on it.
Yeah, so that's a nasty little move there that they just pulled off. So they took everybody out who was buying. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sweep, pullback, deep pullback, taking everybody out. So that's yeah. So you could have got back in on the fractal, but we'd have to wait for them to break this high, and then a pullback, and maybe we can continue, because it still looks like they want to go up and take out this high. So I have to look at it from this level. So from this level here, again, from the 1 minute time frame, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this really is our 3. This puts us into a fourth wave here. So we should be going back up to take out this high. Now I should look at it at S&P to see how it differs. It's similar. It's the same. So they're doing the same dance, chop, 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 chop it all up in here. So again, we're looking for them to go up and take out this high up here.
Yeah,
we should get a 1, 2, 3 here again to go. The only way I'm wrong is if this sweep, I'm making that in my 3 there. This sweep was in fact a 5, and then that's the top. And that if that's the case, then this move will come back down and take out these lows. So if we break this low again, then this would nullify the move to the upside. So that's basically what it comes down to at this point. So let's see where we're at. So again, I have this is the S&P. Let me go back to the NAS. I have a gap right here. Inverted gap as well. So I'll take the buy here again. Oops. Take the buy right there. Oh, and they're going a lot lower down.
They're dropping it again.
So they're not using the gap to go up. They're actually retracing the correct amount here. They're going back up, coming down back to this gap, which has been mostly mitigated. So that better be as far as they go here.
They're going down now.
Otherwise, I'm in deep trouble, and they're going to take out this low.
They're going for
Not liking that if they do that. Let's see where we are here. So they've already come down to the midpoint of this gap. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to buy another one because I think they're going to go back up.
Oh, I think it's downtime. This is at least the third try for going in this direction.
Possibly so. I'm put my stop right below, looking for them to go back up.
But Lennox,
Mm-hmm.
How would you count the wave from the top there? Because I'm thinking that we're in a fourth wave. We have been in a fourth wave right there, and then we are heading down to sweep the lows.
If you're saying this is the fourth wave here?
No, not that one. The other way.
This way?
Yes.
Okay, fourth wave from where?
From the top.
From here?
From there, yes.
Yeah, I can see why you're saying that, but we have to look at it from this side. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then this drop here would put us at our 4, and then this move would be our 1, 2. That should take us back up, kind of thing, to take out this high. So if we look at it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going, and you're saying this is our 3, which I understand what you're saying, and then we go back up into 4, and then we're looking to take out the lows, and this low, yeah, it's possible, but I could be wrong, certainly, but I would think that we would go back up one more time here and take out these highs first before we do that, but I could be wrong.
It's sometimes a tricky play because they might not take out that low where you have a number of a 4
where I have my stop. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but they can as well. So that's,
of course they can do whatever they want to do, because they have them. You see, they have the money to drop it down and take out this low before if they're even going to go back up.
And there is a gap. There are gaps to the left there.
Yeah, we're right into the middle of this gap. So I'm really hoping that we don't come back below this low here, and that gives us a good 1, 2, 3 to go back up at this point. So
yeah, that's possible, because that wick looks like that was the last sweep there. Mm-hmm. Yes, that one there. But
yeah, it's very, very tricky stuff here.
Yeah,
dangerous area to be playing for sure.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Got a clean looking 1, 2, 3. put my stop tight, relatively speaking. So I'd like to see them go up and take out this high. But they could also be doing this and then dropping again, like you say. It's possible, but I kind of see it the opposite way, that this is our 4 over here. And then this would be our 1, 2 to this level, another 1, 2, and then we're heading out.
They're very manipulative in what they do, so.
Yes, sir. That's the nature of the game.
Yes.
Mess them up. All right, so I'm getting some nice profit there already. So I could take a little something off just in case they do decide to turn back, because you never know what they are, for sure. So let's see if I can get another push up. That's nice. That's perfect. So get a nice profit. So now I don't have to fret too much now that I'm going to lose. But I can't go into positive in my stop yet because it's too tight at this level. So I can bring it up a little bit just to mitigate any losses, but I don't want to bring it up too tight, because as much as I would love to bring it up into positive underneath this candle right there, I mean, maybe I could at this point. It's possible, but there is a possibility that they could take you out, especially when you have that kind of nice profit. You don't really want to attempt that too much, but all right. So I've got a gap going to be forming here now. So this is a good sign, right? We're going to get a nice gap here. Of course, this won't happen until this candle closes. So we could be looking pretty good. And so I have a inverted gap here. So I'm just going to move this over so you guys can see. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing, but it's a bit messy in here. So there's an inverted gap here. Oops, moved the wrong thing. Oops, moving the wrong thing. Oops, don't want to modify. Okay, I got to move the chart over. So there's an inverted gap right here. I can't get it. There we go. Okay. So the inverted gap goes right down to here. So I don't know if this is going to be in play anymore, because no, I don't want to invert. So anyways, so yeah, there's an inverted gap here. So it's possible that they could come back down as much as that to go, but I don't really want to see that. We have a big gap here. So I'd like to see them stay in this gap, ideally, and then continue off of it, which is what they've done. They've touched it, and we just continue going, right? So nice profits here. So I can bring my stop up a bit now to lock in a bit more profit. So let's see if I can get $1,000 out of this at least on that move. Could bring it underneath the gap without too much trouble here, I think. So again, if I'm going to be stopped out, they have to come all the way back down here to get me, which is possible. But I just want to lock in some of those profits, because again, it's a very volatile area, a very volatile time. So looking for them to take out this high. So you see, Omar, again, if we look at this from the standpoint, when you look at the bigger, like you say, you always like to look at it, the bigger picture, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you see how they can come down and take me out? See that? Just like that. They come right through the gap. That's just wickedness. And they do it with the wick. So
It just took you out?
It looks like I should be out. Yeah, they did. See? Just like that. Just with the wick. So that's nasty. But I took that risk by moving my stop up. You know, I don't usually like to move my stop, but just to show you, you can move your stop, but you take the risk of being stopped out, because they can they're using this inverted gap, see that, to come back too. I didn't think they would. I was hoping they wouldn't, but they did. So, you know, hope doesn't count in this game, as you can clearly see. So let me get rid of this guy. So the beauty of the game, though, is that you can always get back in, right? So we always have that power. We can get back into these trades. So if I really wanted to, I could have jumped back in right at this point and continue on, because everything's looking pretty good here that we should continue on to take out the highs. So how's our time now? We're almost over the macro. All right, so even if you miss getting in on this, so they just came back and touched that inverted gap. So there's how the inverted gap works, Peter. There's the gap right here that we got when price was moving down, and now it turns into it was resistance here when price came into it to maybe go back down, but it didn't. They cut right through it, so now it becomes support, and it bounces off of it. So that's the power of the inverted gap. It's beautiful, and like I said, I think a lot of people overlook the inverted gaps, and also the wicks, all the wicks. This wick here from this point to the low, it's also a gap. It's considered a gap, just like this gap here. So this wick is a gap. So the midpoint of the gap of the wick, you can use that to put your stop. So that's where I place my stop below the midpoint of the wick, the tail of the wick, tail of the candle, and the midpoint you can use that as a place to place a stop, because the midpoint is usually the crucial turning point area for the moves. So quite an interesting little tidbit there as well. Lots of stuff to remember, so you got to write all this stuff down, otherwise it just becomes mute. And that's one of the things that ICT always says to everybody: you guys, stop the video, write this down. But okay, so there's a gap here. All right, so again, we're breaking the high, broke the highs, so we could retrace in, we could retrace further in, and we could go again, right? So you can just make, you know, nice money quickly by just taking advantage of these little 1, 2, 3s. You get the little 1, 2, 3, you move to that target, and you're out. You're done. It pulls back. You could jump back in if you wanted, and go back again to this high, and you're out. And you could pull back. You could jump back in again and go to this high and out. And that's how you can quickly make, you know, some nice money. These 3 trades, if you did 3 trades in a row like that, and you were correct, you know, it's nice, right? You don't have to be sitting in there for hours on end and so forth, right? It's a quick time trades. So I will sit there and do that. I will do, you know, these trades just real quick, and it adds up very quickly when you're doing that. As long as you can keep doing it without getting stopped out. You see how so I've had 1 loss so far today, and it's been doing pretty good. So yeah, last night I had a huge win, and when I say huge, I mean huge. I had a $42,000, for almost $43,000 win on playing NAS last night. Beautiful. It was a beautiful, beautiful setup. I went in with lots of contracts and made off like a bandit. But I've been look at how many trades I've had, and I've only had 1 loss. So it's been pretty good. So I'm trying always not to lose, but again, it's very tough. So as soon as you get into profit, like you were saying, Peter, you know, moving your stop to break even, I don't like doing that. I like moving it into positive. That way I don't lose. Okay, so the macro is done. So this was a quick macro from 10 minutes to the hour, 10 minutes to 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, sorry, 10 minutes to 3 o'clock. We started, and then we end at 10 minutes after the hour, right when that's where we end. So this is a macro that ran. So the macros seek liquidity. So this was the liquidity that I was pointing out, that we're heading to take out the liquidity up here. So the macro is seeking the liquidity. So they do all this. So they're fooling you to think that we're going to drop, and then they're going back up to take out the liquidity up here. So this is the whole thing here, Omar. Once you get the structure down, the structure shows that at this point that we could be done. This could be our 5 at this point. So we might not break this high as much as I'm thinking that we could. This says our structure is complete at this point. So the only way I'm wrong now is if it's a 3. So it's a question mark still, because is it really a 3 or a 5? Right? So we got 1, 2. This looks completely like this should be a 3 and a 4, and then we should be done at this point. So if that's the case, then this is our A, and then our B would be up here without breaking this high. But it can break the high. So it could break the high and it still be a B, but that would be unusual. So they might not break that high, and if that's the case, then we have an AB, and then we'd be looking for the C leg to come back down to take out all these guys here. So this would be our C. So that's our structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. So that's possible that they might not take out that high. You see?
That is, I would use that to make a point that sometimes you are expecting them to sweep a high and they don't. But
yes,
I remember that you said that could be themselves.
Yes, because if they're looking to go short, they would have their stops up out here, right? But yes, it's mostly on like at this level here where they're looking to go long. They're going to put their stops down here as well. So they're not going to come and kill themselves first before they go. They don't do that.
Yes.
That wouldn't make any sense for them to do that. Right? So they take off from here. So they would have swept people from over this side first, drop it down, go back up, drop it down. So they're inducing these guys here to sell. They induce these guys to sell into here. And if you don't get out, then they come back and take you out.
Yeah, and if you're waiting for a buy to and you're expecting another sweep, not necessarily in that case, but especially when there are equal lows. Sometimes they are equal lows, yes, but they still don't. They still don't
take it.
Come back and sweep. Yes.
Yes, like you saw in your euro
gold or gold euro.
Gold euro.
Yes.
All right. So the question now is, do they actually go and take this high? So we can watch S&P. So you can see we're much further away on the S&P. And we can look at Dow because we can get divergence here now, which will help us to identify whether or not. So you can see. Let me get rid of this line here. We can see that Dow is quite a ways from that high. So the NAS is the closest one to the high so far. But again, the structures are all the same. So it looks like they took the low down here. That's interesting. So the low here on the 265.47, this low is 265.01. Wow. So they did take it. They took that low here. So it was not a 1, 2, 3 bottom on the Dow. It is this way, like that. Interesting, eh? But as you can see, it's about the same height in any case. And then you get this move up. So that will be our 3, 4, 5. So again, is this a 3 or a 5? You have to ask yourself that question. So typically this would be a 3, because even though this whole move here, it has 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is saying that this is a 3 really. And then this would be our 4th wave. And then we're still looking to go and take out the high. So I'm kind of still expecting them to go and take out that high, but they might not, and we could come back down without doing it. If they do it, then okay, great, that's fine, that's perfect. Then we get our 1, 2, 3, and we're coming back down. So the macro today would be looking to come back down because all the liquidity is down below. So yesterday we were going up because we were in a 4th wave. Remember, we came up and then we chopped in the 4th wave. The E leg told us that we were going to go back up and take out the highs. And so that's what they did. Although they didn't go up and take out all the highs, if you noticed yesterday, they didn't take everybody out. They only took out maybe like this one. So the expected and what happens are 2 different things, but you still have to expect something to happen, right? So will they take this high is the key question at this point. So S&P again, still a ways. Let's see the futures. The futures are quite close. See that? The futures are very interestingly close to that high. So the futures look like they should take the high. And let's see if we go to the 1 minute, I'm on the 5 minute now, and we just look at this leg right here. So we're just looking from this low, then it might give us a good indication of whether we're going to take that high or not. So let's go to the 1 minute. So from this low, right? So this wasn't even this was a sweep over here. And then we didn't sweep again. So now we get a 1, 2 here, and then we get this move. So this is really a 3, 4 at this point, because this can't be a 3 here, right? Understand? This cannot be a 3. So this has to be the 3 here. So if this is our 3, then we would expect to take this out. That would push us up and to take out the highs up there. Make sense? Just like that. So there's our high.
Yes.
So we would expect that this move, 1, 2, 3, 4, would take that high, take this high. Still doesn't have to take this high, because they can just wick above here and then come back. They don't have to take that high, but you know, at this point I would expect them to take that high. So this is on the future. So let's see how the NAS compares. Where is our high on the NAS? Right. So the NAS is very close. It's the same pattern, exact same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should take that high. We should take this high for sure, and then move up. So that's how we can, you know, jump in and make trades, because when you have an expectation of something, then you can jump in and take advantage of that move. You can jump in and take advantage of the move. You can jump in and take advantage of the move. So you have an expectation that price will come up and take out this high. So that's you're in, and in from down here to get up there. You pull back, you have an expectation that they'll take out that high, so you jump in again. You pull back, you have an expectation that they'll take out the high, so you jump in again. Right? Armin? Is Armin there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just muted. What's going on?
You heard what I just said here?
Vaguely. I'm busy.
Nobody's paying attention to me today.
No, I'm paying attention. I just had to stop. Oh, sorry.
I'm just talking to the wind today.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm making money. I'm up $600.
Excellent.
I'm in some wicked territory though. I got a short that I didn't see, so I got to get out of it.
You're in a short.
I double clicked on a short sale, so.
No, you don't want to be in a short.
Well, you know, I'm not perfect.
Peter, you caught this Tesla move, I hope.
A little bit.
Peter? Peter with us? Just a nice move on Tesla here, eh? Oh.
Is it going back down yet?
I don't think so. So this was the expected that we would go up and take out the highs, and they're doing it. So Tesla's a little different than the NAS now, but it's still getting that same kind of nice move. So they did it again. They swept the lows here. They go up and they make little 1-2s, another little 1-2, and then so this whole thing becomes a 1-2. This is a sweep of the previous highs, sweep of the lows. So we got check mark, check mark. Oops, that's not a very good check mark. Check mark, and then the retrace, check mark, gap, check mark. Beautiful, and then off we go. So that you're done on that move. This is done. You don't even have to do anything else. And then retrace again, gap, entry. So what I'm trying to show you here is that you can just get in, get out, get in, get out. You don't have to sit around for long periods of time. You just take little bites of the elephant, because that's the only way you can eat an elephant, they say, is to take small bites. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Sometimes I want to when I see a 1, 2, 3 setting up, I want to go all the way, but they don't always make the move one time.
No, you're trying to eat the elephant one gulp.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I have to learn to take small bites, as you said.
You're trying to be an anaconda.
Yeah, make one big swallow.
And then you sit for a long time, and you're vulnerable.
Yes.
Because you can't defend yourself now.
Yeah, it's you when you see a beautiful setup, you really want to take advantage of it. But I learn every day. You have to take small bites.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, so they're looking to go take out the high. That's what I would expect.
Still haven't done it.
Getting closer.
Yeah.
That high is actually no, it's not. It's
Nothing.
yeah, we're getting there. So could have jumped back in down here, but our fractal is big on this one, so it's not a great play because your risk is pretty high. Don't like that. I like when the fractals are smaller. So this is a better fractal. Your risk is a little smaller. You know, that's reasonable. But when it's big, it's not so good, because if you're wrong and they come down to take you out, it's a lot of loss there. A couple more pushes and we should be through the high. So once they take the high, then we'll be looking for a turnaround 1, 2, 3 top to come back down. This is a 15-minute. -30-minute. So once they take this high right there, I do not expect them to go up and take this high. It's possible that they could, but I would think that we should be turning back at this point. Moon. So nobody paying attention to me today.
What do you want to know?
So I want to try Monday morning to start at 6:15 for a 6:30 start at the open. So
Right.
I'll come on at 6:15.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, 6:15 my time. So it's, of course, 9:15 Eastern. All right.
Okay.
And we'll go till 11 Eastern, which is 8. So an hour and a half. Want to keep it short and sweet. So we'll go from, let's see, let me go back on here. I'm going to go down. So they're maybe not going to take that high. Eh? Let's see. So this was 9. So there's 9:30. So let me go to 9:30 this morning. Okay. So if we start the broadcast at 9:30 sharp, or maybe maybe a little earlier than 9:30, because 9:30 is the beginning of the, that's when things start to move. So I would think that a little earlier, say 9:25 or something like that, we start. That's Eastern time I'm talking, and then we go to 11.
Quarter after 9, so you have 15 minutes to make
to see the setups and so forth. Yeah, and then we go till 11, which would be to algo time, and we'll forego the algo for the 11 o'clock, but we will take advantage of the 10 a. What's 10 a.m.? 10 a.m.
Yeah, right.
10 a.m. macro. Is it 10 a.m. or
10 a.m. Eastern time is quite often you have an algo. You haven't for a few days because the volatility's been too high.
Yeah. So if that's palatable to everybody, we'll try that next week and see how it goes. Hopefully I can get up. I can make it. I was able to do it this morning, and I did go to bed quite late. I didn't go to bed till after 1, and I still made it for the 5:30, the 8:30 news. So I was feeling it definitely when I woke up again later. I'm feeling it a little bit right now. So yeah, it'll be a change. I'm just going to try to get to bed before 1 o'clock. But I like to stay up for the London Open, so that's why
You should just move to London then.
There we go. London, you say?
Yes, London.
Oh.
You can have tea. By the time we're getting up, you're having your afternoon tea.
Toronto will be good.
You might even get lucky and be able to go see the king.
Blimey, the king. Okay.
So is Tesla's coming back down here?
Yeah, we got a sweep here. So it looks like we could be done at this point now. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they don't look like they want to take out the high up. Remember I said they might not. So we've got a 1, 2 again, and we're heading down already. Wow. Okay, so that could be it. Of course, we do have relatively equal highs, so they could be sneaky and take everybody out one more time. We do have a 1, 2 here, so they could do that one more time. So you have to be aware of that. A lot of people will jump in thinking that, oh yeah, that's it, and they're going, and they get taken out one more time. So it's the structure that saves us. But right now it's very difficult to see the structure. So I'm going to go down to the second chart, see if the second chart can help me see the structure. And it's telling me that it is definitely a possibility that we can go back up and take out these highs, albeit getting more and more remote, unless they just wick it now. They need to wick, tail it, whatever, right here. Otherwise, this will be null and void, and we'll be coming through.
Playing the same game again.
Yeah, see, they're coming down. This could just be a wick or a tail. I keep saying wick and tail because George likes to call the bottoms tails and the tops wicks. If I say wick, I'm referring to either top or bottom. Sometimes I'll remember to say a tail.
I can actually candles. If the tops wicks are out, you're going down. If the bottom wicks are out, you're going. Bottom tails are out, you're going up.
Glad to see you even make that mistake and call it wick too. So, yeah, so tails are bottoms and wicks are tops. But yeah, they can. We can use them interchangeably. I think you understand what I'm saying. All right. They've come down quite a ways here, so it looks like unlikely that they'll go back up. So we could be looking for a turn to the downside here. So if that's the case, then I would be looking for a retrace back into this gap there. And I'll be looking for a breach of these lows here. Which we haven't breached yet. So right there. There. So that will give us a change of direction here. So do we take this as a sell? It might be a worthwhile sell where it did come quite a ways down. So if I push back into this gap, we also have an inverted gap as well. Let's see, they came very close to touching. That could have been my, you might not go right in because there is also an inverted gap on this side. Right there. So, okay, they've gone right in. I think I might give it a shot here for a sell. I'll keep my stop relatively tight just in case they decide to shoot up and take me out. I wish the order would come in immediately rather than this delay because I don't have a chance to move to a stop. So if I'm wrong and they're going up, then I could get into big drawdown. That's a benefit of putting on a limit order because then you can place your stop right in at the time of the entry. So looking for them to drop it. Where's my order? Wow, there it is. Okay, so that took a long time. So I don't want to put my stop up too high, so I'll leave it right there. I could get taken out because of that. Maybe I'll just go a little tad higher, but not too high. Because if I'm wrong and they're going to go up to take out the high, it doesn't really matter where you put your stop up here, essentially, because you're just dead, right? So I'm looking for them to hold in this gap and continue down.
And if they want to be mean, they'll just take it down.
You need them to take out this low down here. So Tesla should be doing a similar drop. So you got to reprieve there, Armin.
The 4-hour high has been holding for.
I'm taking partial right now.
249.34.
Partial close. Just to grab that while I can. Where'd my stop go? I could have sworn I put a stop in. Oh, there it is. Okay, they're very slow here with the movements of my settings here. Okay, so now I can bring my stop down, but not again. I won't put it into positive yet because they could come back up and take out this high that I'm trying to put my stop above, because they can. They'll just do that because they can, because lots of people do that, move their stops to that area, so they know that, and they could take me out. So I have to be careful about moving my stop there. So ideally, I'll move my stop there, but ideally, you want to wait until this level is broken, and then it's a little safer for you to move your stop down. But while we're still in here, they can certainly wick it up and take everybody out and then drop it down. I'm trying to see if I can go without a loss here today, and just had one loss last night, so been doing pretty good overall. There we go. That's a nice move now. So now I'd feel a little more comfortable about moving my stop into positive. Although, you know, there's never any safe. I don't see any gaps now. So we continue. You're making back your money, Armin?
Yeah, I'm good. I didn't screw up my winnings, put it that way. So
good is good.
Yeah, I can go to Whistler now. Lift tickets are $300 a person per day.
What?
So I have enough to buy 2 lift tickets and maybe have enough left over to buy lunch.
What about gas?
Oh, gas.
Oh, didn't plan on that.
Where's the market going now? What do we
always push.
22 minutes left here. How can we? What do I do? Go long or short?
Well, we're coming up into macro time soon. That's 10 minutes to the hour, so the dynamic macro. So, like I said, I thought that we would be coming down to take out all the stops below in the macro. So we've gone way up. Not out of the woods still for them to go up one more time here. It's still a possibility. So I'm being a little careful here because they just might scream back up again, but it doesn't look likely that they will do that, but you never know with these guys. Everything is looking pretty good. That our structure did complete here. That is our 5, and then this would become our A, or that was our A here, B, and then we're heading down, or it's going to be like that, and then we head down, something like that. But I don't have any gaps in here, so nothing to grip on to here. So we just want to see them continue because there's no reason for them to come back up. Really, isn't a pseudo order block here, but we don't have a gap. Oh, yeah, we do have a gap there, right there. So there is a gap, but it's been mitigated immediately. Could turn into a wick here, but so this is an order block. So hopefully that will hold us back, price back, and we'll continue down.
Well, let me know if you want an exciting divergence here. I got another stock pick if you're interested.
No. Not interested at all.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, so that didn't work. I moved my stop into positive and got taken out, but that's okay. I made some nice profits, so I don't mind. I mean, I do mind, but what am I going to do, right? So they take you out. This is just meanness. So they look like they want to take that high. And if they do take that high, then it's possible for them to come up and take that high one more time, which is nasty, but that's the way they play. So could I be wrong in the count? Yes, right? This whole thing could be here to 3, Remember I said that's possible. Inside we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that could be our 3 for sure. And then this is just a fourth wave. This is our 4. And then this is our fifth wave that takes us back up to take out all these highs. And that last high. And then we'd be looking for the 1, 2, 3 to come down. So it's tricky. It's devious. It's not straightforward and easy. We call it the simple 1, 2, 3 because it is a simple concept. But playing it is not an easy thing to do. And I keep saying that, but that's the reality of it. 36. So I am always on the 1 minute time. We used to just strictly play, George and I and Peter and the group. We played primarily off the 1 hour time frame for years and years. So this is just new that we switched to the 1 minute time frame. It's been about a year, I guess, George, or maybe a little bit more. But we were primarily played off the hourly time frame. So on the hourly time frame, we're looking for 1, 2, 3 like that, and then a move that would take us back up to that high. So this would be our 1, 2, 3 at that point. And when we were doing that, there was no fair value gaps and order blocks and mitigation blocks and consequent encroachment and all that stuff. There was none of that. It was just our 1, 2, 3 and 50 to 62% retrace, and then we look for that move to take us up to 1.618 area. It's just an area, anyways. So that was our bread and butter on the hourly time frame. So more often than not, during our sessions, we would maybe find an entry, and we would watch it for just that hour because we came on for an hour, and it'd be 1 bar and so forth. So most of the time I would be getting into a trade and play out over 6, 8, 12 hours or whatever, and you'll get to your target. These are hourly bars. So getting into this trade at this level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's almost 20 hours already gone by. This is in this trade. This is a long time in a trade. So for you to get to your target, if I put the target on, let's just say that this was our target, then that's a long time to wait for that to get up there. So this can happen, but most of the time you want to see a 1, 2, 3 just go straight to your target within say 6 to 12 bars ideally, but the market is not like that. So here is a perfect example of what I'm referring to, where here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars or so, 6 bars, and you're done. That's beautiful on the hour. That's a 1, 2, 3 that takes you there quick. When you start doing this and start gyrating, it's not so great.
So if I may make a comment here.
Yes, sir.
I was looking at the 15-minute on Tesla, and it looks like we've been in wave 4, a giant wave 4, since yesterday. Started at about noon.
And then heading to the upside.
We're heading back up.
Is that what you see or no?
Well, the wave 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess looking back on the 30-minute chart, I can see the bottom was at 221.97. So yeah, that would make sense. It's a 1, 2, 3.
Yes. So
4.
yeah, we've got this 1, 2, 3 here, and then we scream up into the third wave. So this puts us into a fourth wave, and we're just chopping in it.
Right.
And now they're looking to, again, they're chopping again, but it looks like they want to come up to this high here. So on the 1 minute time frame, yes, we might be, coming down a little bit and so forth, but it looks like they want to continue chopping. So it's, as much as I'm thinking that we might be done, we might not be done at this point. So we could still chop up a bit higher here.
Yeah.
And the same thing for the NAS. as much as I thought we might be done, like I said, I think we could chop through to the highs here. So I made a quick sell there, but like I said, when I was selling, that it's possible that it's a fake out. They could come back up and take everybody out up here. And see, they did. So that's why I moved my stop into positive, because of that possibility. And they did indeed come and take everybody out. So are they done? And we're going to get a new 1, 2, 3 to come down, or are we getting a 1, 2, 3 to go back up? You see, so that's the question here. And it looks like they want to continue going up. Interestingly.
Well, we're coming into the macro in another 4 minutes.
Yes. So this is going to be an interesting macro, but we have lots of liquidity. We have lots of liquidity above here, and we have lots of liquidity below. So which one are they going to go for, right? So this would have been a good buy right here at this point to continue up if we felt strongly enough that, yes, we were going to continue moving up. But this was a little wicked play that they did here to take people out right there. So if they're going to come back down, it's simple, really. Since we swept this high, if they're coming back down, they have to sweep this low. So we would look for that kind of move like that. If they're going to go continue up, then it's just a move in and up. And that's all it is, right? So it's going to be one or the other. Which one will it be? How can we even tell? The only way to tell is to find your low and then see where structure takes you. Structure says this way to take out the highs, take out this high. So I'm looking, that would be a buy at this point to go up. So as much as it was looking like a sell, it was more like a fake out, which is fine. So you can catch that little move and turn around and go back the other way. So with Tesla, it looks like it's the same kind of thing. Yeah, exactly the same. So they're just faking everybody to go short, it looks like. So there's our 1, 2, 3 here, and then we move up, drop. Now looks like we're going to go back up to take out the highs. So they're very good. There's a gap there. They're very good at tricking us. So there's the gap. So they'll use this gap as a launch pad to continue up. Otherwise, like I say, they'll take out the low again. What's our 4-hour candles telling us? Our 4-hour candles, essentially, we opened on this current 4-hour candle, did not go down too much, and we're screaming up. So it looks like they're heading to take out the high of the previous 4-hour candle, but it's a long way up there. So nice buy opportunity there. So I'm going to take a stab at this as a buy.
There's only 10 minutes left on your.
We're into the macro already, almost, eh? 20 seconds. So I'm taking the buy. And boy, stop placement now is going to be tough. I can't put it too tight because they can just take me out real quick. And I don't want to put it too far because they can take me out real quick. So, and we have macro time. Let's go. Up I say, up I say. So quick profits right away. So take a quick partial. Best run. If I can get back up there again. Come on. Okay, we were looking pretty good there for a second. They took out the high and come back in, and now they're dropping it too quickly for my liking. So not fast enough to get a quick partial there. Let's see if we go back up again. I would expect them to go back up again. So it looks like liquidity here is gone now. So the only liquidity left is up here. And there's liquidity down below, but I don't want to see them come down. I want to see them continue up. I could be wrong here. So I might have just missed my opportunity to get something out of this. Let's see. We're doing pretty good there. Okay, they're not doing anything with any vigor here, so right back to where we started. My stop would be below this low. It wasn't much of a risk. They're not leaving. So it's a little bit of a battle here. Interesting. I'll put my stop here because I'll take the loss point. Now they swept this low, so I can't even put my stop there anymore. So I could be totally wrong, and they're coming down to take out the lows after sweeping the high. So this could be the high, and we're done, but it still doesn't look that way to me. So this might just be a sweep of these lows, and we'll turn back again to the upside. So I'm going to hang in there without a stop. I'll put my stop below this low and see if we are okay at that point. All right, so I'll take that loss if they hit me. Otherwise, we should continue up. So they're just making a wick. See that? The tail, take everybody out.
Yep, I do see the tail.
Is that enough there now for them to continue back up? This gap is still holding. So we have to see them continue pushing up now with a little bit more oomph.
250, 257.
Tesla doing the same thing. It's still a struggle. It's still a bit of a struggle, but it should go. Yes. S&P. Yeah, it's a bit of a battle there. Here we go, finally. Okay, let me make sure I can get a partial off this thing. It's a bit dicey, so. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll take it there. Just take a partial. And now I don't feel anything now because, okay, it's fine. They can do whatever they want now. I've got a little something and move my stop up just a little tighter, but not too tight because they can still wick you out. See if we can continue up, take out this high.
You can finally take out that high?
Not yet, but that's what I'm looking for them to do. So there was an inverted gap in there and everything, and they played right into that.
Just going flipping down here.
Just holding price. They took everybody out that were buying. That's why I didn't want to put my stop in right away, because of that. They could do that and then leave without you. So it's a tricky play, because you're taking a big risk, and you could come on down and take out the low. So you could put your stop down here, but it's a bigger risk, right?
Macro. Got 4 minutes left on the macro.
On a Friday afternoon, yeah, that's it. That's all they're giving us. So overall, then we were correct. They're going to push up one more time. So this doesn't look like the top, and that's why we're continuing. So our structure says then that this 1, 2, and then we're chopping. So looking for them to go out, but doesn't mean that we're still going to get out of there. It's still very dicey in there, very choppy area. So we're getting another gap here. So maybe this might hold us up. This point. So I couldn't move my stop in too tight, because they can come down and take you out. So I couldn't put it into positive yet. So I need to wait for a breach of these highs, and then I would feel good about putting my stop into positive. That's the nature of the beast there. Another inverted gap here. There. Okay, so looking for another push up. It's tempting to buy here, but I'm not going to bother buying anymore at this time on a Friday afternoon. I'll just let this run. They might just be waiting for the bell, George, just to continue up.
Okay. Still 2 minutes.
It could still be a bit tight with my stop. They can still wick me out and take off. So, but I'm hoping with the.
If you're in the macro, we should be going down now, right?
And not necessarily, because there's still liquidity up here. Lots of liquidity down below as well. So, there's no safe in here. So you see how they're coming close to taking me out already. This could be my first loss of the day, right there on a stop. So, yeah, unfortunately.
I have to go, Lennox.
All right, Peter.
Take care.
So, Vic will be in touch, I'm sure, tomorrow. Let us know, or I don't know if he's
Monday
there.
at 9:15 Eastern time.
So, if Vic can hear us, what time would you be expecting, or you want to give me a text or a call? Peter, a text or a call, let us know.
Down here.
All right, Peter, we'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
There's the bell.
All right.
We're going down.
Take care. Okay, so yeah, they came back wickedly to take that wick. And so, yeah, they can just shoot up now at the bell. But it doesn't look like much is happening. Not much going on in the macro today. Yesterday was very dynamic. Beautiful moves, especially on Bitcoin yesterday. Bitcoin was the big mover. So today, Bitcoin is still a bit sluggish. Didn't play Bitcoin much today. Yeah, very, very sluggish here as well.
Very sluggish.
Yeah, not much going on. So just to make a little something is pretty good in that environment. And Tesla is now closed. And it did make a big move so Tesla did the move. That's interesting. See, that's what I was expecting the NAS to do. See how Tesla did it beautifully. Wow. So the expectation is playing out on Tesla. That's what I expected the NAS to do. But they said, no, we don't want to do that right now. Sorry, you have to wait. And so Tesla, sorry, Armin, Tesla.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah. Well, it's a drag when you're looking to go short and it's going the opposite way, right? So.
Well, yeah, but I managed to cover most of my stuff here,
Good.
so
That's the key.
250,
So, yeah.
250 is still showing a bit of strength in the aftermarket here, eh?
Yes, they've popped up. So yeah, that was the expected move on Tesla. Tesla was showing the way, instead of the indices, incredibly. But then this is what moves the indexes, right? So yeah, this was the expected move. You can see clearly on the 5-minute that we would be looking for that kind of move to take out the highs.
Yeah, so, Tesla closed mostly flat for the day here.
And Post are doing quite well, up nicely. So NASDAQ did not make any moves here at all to the upside, interestingly. And they still can, they still have, another ways to go here before the market actually shuts down. But yeah.
Okay. Looks like we want to go down.
So any analysis for the aftermarket here? Sometimes
for Tesla?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Well, how long does the aftermarket go?
I can usually trade on my system here till about 5 p.m. our time, so another 4 hours.
Really? Wow. Yeah, I don't play the stocks that way, so I only play options. Options would be done at 1. So after hours analysis, wow. Well, we're in a third wave, so it's just up and away here at this point. So where are we going to is the question, and the question is answered 257. 79 is the likely target.
Okay.
Let's see if that's correct on the high. 257.74 to be exact. Sorry. That would be the target at this point. That's a low-hanging fruit, anyways. And that can happen on Sunday. They can open up, boom. I mean, on Monday morning, sorry, they can open up, gap up, possibly. Again, as much as I analyzed us dropping and so forth in the long term, I don't really want to see that. So short term, we're positive, but long term, it's not looking that great. And that's the problem. So short term, it looks good. So you can see here on the hourly, we have a 1, 2, 3 here. So we can push up and cut through, but then we're going to be coming back.
Right.
Unfortunately, it looks like that's the premise. However, I am hoping that I am dead wrong on that, and we just continue pushing. I'm hoping this is the bottom, and we are on our way. But we shall see.
Yeah, well, I think we're near a bottom in the bigger picture, but there's only a 3-month pause on the tariffs, and then on top of that, Tesla's got numbers coming out here in a few days, another week or so. I think earnings are coming up. So,
And now
So,
that
yeah.
they have no more plants and cars left because they've all been burnt to the ground. Their earnings are going to be looking a little lean. But yeah, this is so sad that there are people doing stuff like that to other people's property. It's just wrong. But
yeah.
that's just my 2 cents.
Oh,
What do I know?
Totally agree. I think that it just really hurts everybody. It's
whatever happened to do unto others, eh? But I think most people is like do unto others before they do unto you, right? So
I've heard
have it wrong.
things like do unto others and then run. So
yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. One day we'll get it right, eh?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, it would be a glorious day that day.
Quickly approaching.
It's like our 1, 2, 3. It's a simple concept, but very difficult to do. Right? Not an easy thing to do. So
yeah.
I
bought a poster that says everything I needed to know I learned in kindergarten. You know, basically it's look both ways when you cross the street, hold hands when you go for walks, you know, dip your chocolate.
Well, I'm not holding your hand if we go for a walk.
Well, not you and me, maybe, but you know,
push it, okay.
Chocolate chip cookies, you know, you got to dip them in your milk, and you take naps every day, right? These are all really good things, right? So
yeah, for the kindergarten kids, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, it's about love.
Well, you have some kids in kindergarten that I don't want a chocolate chip cookie. I don't want to dip my cookie in the milk. I don't want a nap. So I don't want to hold hands with Ralph. Yeah, so
well, it looks like Tesla is pushing up in the aftermarket here.
Yes, indeed. So it starts early, like you say, but yeah, there are always factions that, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to hold hands. I'm not going to do, I'm not going to do all of the stuff you ask. So it's just human nature. The good you versus the bad you.
Yep.
The market makers are good. They make you sweat to get tips out of it.
Yeah, I mean, this time of day here on a Friday afternoon, yeah, it's it's a bit mute because it's a Friday. So I'm just waiting for another couple of minutes and we'll call it a day. But yeah, this is so everybody ready for Monday morning at 9:15 Eastern time. So let me write that into the room so that in case anyone else is not here with us and they didn't hear or didn't get it, we will be starting.
Let's hope the volatility settles down a lot before then.
Live in session at 9:15 Eastern time. Monday.
253.15.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we'll give that a shot. I'm gonna give it a good try to be alert and alive at that time. Omar, can you make it at that time? That would be 9:15 Eastern time.
If I am at home, then
all right, yeah. And Marquis is not here, so Marquis will see that message. I'll send him a private message as well. Martin has had to undergo double surgery because his first surgery was botched.
240.
Oh, really?
The surgeon's surgery was botched.
Wow.
That's just harsh. So
is harsh as right.
That's horrific. Yeah. So he's had to have it redone, and won't be joining us for a while. He said he was in great pain and had infections and things like that. So not sounding too good, especially when it comes to your surgery on your face. It's not exciting.
Getting an infection with surgery and
yeah, and this is his own surgeons he works with. So
boy.
It's not even funny, but it's funny. Wow, it's like, come on. So, he was telling my wife that she should go under the knife, and she's like, no, it's not happening. I certainly wouldn't do anything like that personally.
Oh, sorry.
You can't improve on perfection.
Gold euro has become my.
You like that one, eh?
Yeah.
You're a madman, Omar.
But it's doing the same thing that the charts do.
Let me see what it looks like.
It's just another instrument.
It's just another instrument indeed. Let's see gold euro here. Let's see what it's doing today. So when we looked at it yesterday, okay, they've gone straight up, 4 hour, straight up, fourth wave, fifth wave now, right? In the fifth wave. So hourly, still moving to the upside, 30-minute, still moving to the upside. So they're pulling back here in a fourth wave. And there's a little gap there. We just come back into that little gap. Wow, this is off the 30-minute. Maybe there's one on the hourly. Let's see. No gap on the hourly. Interesting. Okay, so it's only on the 30. There's a little gap right there. Very tiny. Very sneaky. So they came back and touched that. So will they come through that? They shouldn't really, because there isn't anything for them to come down here too.
What time frame is that, Lennox?
This is the 30-minute.
Oh.
Okay, so now I'm going to go to the 15. And we've got move 2, 1, 2, 3. So they're chopping up and down here. So they could chop in here now. This is a triangle pattern. So they're doing that. They could just do that, and then it could go. So that's a likely possibility. There aren't any gaps down here. So yeah, they might not come any further lower. There's an order block sort of, but it's not a true order block. So yeah, this looks like, but I can see here, Omar, on the 15 that there's a 1, 2, 3 top. So we're in a chop here as well. So we could drop through to this pseudo order block right there. See that?
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So if I go to the 5, this will be clearer. Okay, so you see, that's exactly what they're doing. 1, 2, 3 here, drop, and then they're chopping it. So we know what to expect. We know that they're going to take out these lows. So we have a gap here and gaps here. So it's possible that they can come back up into these gaps. Let me mark them. So there's one here. So this will be the likely one they'll come up into, possibly. But there's another one here which we're into already, partially mitigated, mostly mitigated actually, because this candle has taken it out already. So it's more than likely that we're going to go up into this gap up here. So if I drop down to the 1 minute now, we'll see the movement that's going on in this area. So now you can really see what's going on. So they've chopped it up quite a bit, and now we're pushing up. And it looks like we should take out the high and go maybe touch that. At least a touch anyways, and then come back.
Yes, I'm
Makes sense?
yes, I'm looking for a push up because I'm in a long trade now. But because it's Friday and market will soon be closed, I will be out of it. I won't stay in.
And you were in a fourth wave. So
Yeah.
did you realize that you were in a fourth wave?
What time frame are you showing there?
This is the 1 minute.
1 minute. All right, I have to
Even look at the 5 minute. 5 minutes even better because you get a bigger picture of it. But if you realize you're in the fourth wave, you shouldn't be going long in there. But if you didn't realize it, that's why you get caught into a long. But the long might work out for you because it's the E leg of it. So would have worked out, and then we're looking for the drop to take out these lows. So that's what they're doing. Similar here, they did 1, 2, 3, 4. So when they did that, we would expect them to take out this high, and they did.
Yes. Well, I won't be staying in for too long. It's just
yeah. Be careful in there.
To sweep the highs.
Yeah, be careful in there. It's a fourth wave, so all right. And
okay,
see,
you know that gold closes at 5:15 on Friday.
there's a NAS turning around now. So Tesla's probably still pushing up. Yep, still going. All right, I'm going to call it a day, guys, and a week.
Okay.
And we'll see everybody unless anybody else has any more questions and so forth. But Monday morning at 9:15 Eastern, this should be dynamic. And when they just follow what I showed you guys this afternoon here, that model that ICT put in one of his latest videos there, and it seemed to work really beautifully. I back tested it a few hours, a few 9:30 times, and it seems to work quite nicely. So yeah, it's nice to be able to just look for something specific and then see if it works out, right? And we know what we're looking for anyway. We're looking for our 1, 2, 3, so it's something specific, right? So thanks everybody for dropping in, especially out there on YouTube. You guys, thank you for dropping in.
Thank you, Lennox.
Yeah, thank you. Do give us a like and do subscribe.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Omar.
Okay. Take care, everyone.
All right, thank you.
Have a good time in Whistler.
I'm not going to Whistler.
No? Okay, I was going to say break a leg.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to Whistler. But thank you. It's a nice thought. I heard the lift tickets are $300 each there, and I thought, wow.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
Well, it's they're able to get it. So
to go down a hill on 2 pieces of stick, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, but some people can do it. So
yes, sir. All right.
Anyways, all right. Talk to you a bit.
Take care. All right. Bye now.